Major Music.
So this is one of my first app-related videos for 2021. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Mixbox from IK Multimedia. If this is your first time here on this channel, I like to talk all things music production, whether that's music marketing, pro audio, or audio engineering. I also like to get suggestions from the community, what you guys want to hear about. I cover things on iPad as well as Mac as far as plugins, DAWs, might even be like new sound packs or expansions, things like that. So if that interests you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. My name is D. by the way. You can follow me on Instagram at D._major music, as well as on Twitter D.mme. You can see all of my handles below on all these social platforms. Wanted to talk a little bit about the Mixbox from IK Multimedia today. Now I'm not gonna really go in depth because there are a lot of great videos out there by a lot of other people that are on the YouTube platform. So I don't want to really, I don't like copying or taking away from somebody. I just kind of wanted to talk about the Mixbox. It was on sale first off for like $40. I don't know if it's still on sale right now, but during the holiday, it was on sale for like $40. But for those of y'all that don't know, or maybe you might be new to iOS production, when I started making beats on iPad years ago, I saw a big opportunity for music production as a whole. Number one, it made me more mobile, although you could probably see that MacBook Pro right behind me right now that's actually recording what I'm talking about. I just recently switched back to the MacBook Pro from the iMac that's also behind me. To me, the just iPad music production in general, I wish when I started making beats like 05 or so, I wish there was something like this out for me to make beats, because back then I can remember spending like $1,000, maybe a little more, to buy my first Mac for music production, and then you gotta add in the programs. At the time I was using which I still use, Logic Pro. I was using like Logic Pro 8 around that time, and then a little bit after that I got into Machine. I also used to use Reason a lot as well. And for anybody that's been producing on a computer, whether that's PC or Mac for a long time, you'll know mostly that when it comes to digital audio workstations, DAWs, that's going to be a lot more pricier than most of the DAWs that are available on the iPad. So what is the Mixbox? So let's take a look at that. I'm actually going to go into the App Store right here. Before I go in depth as far as talking about the Mixbox, as far as I've been producing on iPad, I would probably say since around 2015 or so. It's been kind of a climb as far as it's gotten better and better each year. So when I mean that, when I started, Beatmaker 2 was kind of the big dog that a lot of people were using, and then of course there was GarageBand. I actually came in on Cubase's when there was Cubase's 2. Now there's 3. Same thing with Chord Gadget. I actually started with the first Chord Gadget. Now there's Chord Gadget 2, and so on and so forth. But with that being said, there wasn't really a, for those of you maybe that produce mostly on the computer, there's the Waves plugins. Isotope has plugins. You also got Fab Filter. You also got a lot of plugins as well from IK Multimedia, Native Instruments, a lot of companies out there. Before, I do know that Waves, they worked with Cubase's, with Steinberg Cubase's, to offer some of their plugins within that app itself. I do know also Fab Filter themselves, they've came out with their whole plugin suite available in the App Store. But when you look at it, a lot of those apps are about $30 a pop. In fact, if I have to pull up, as I pull up Fab Filter right here, I have some of their apps as well. Now the Pro Q3, which was one of my favorite EQs, I have that one. But as we look here, you got $26.99, $39.99, $39.99, $29. Let's look at this all the way. So if we add all of this up, this is gonna be significantly more than what the Mixbox has to offer. Now, even if you bought the Mixbox at its regular price, you'll get a whole lot more plugins than you would buying each of the Fat Filter plugins separately. So, not to say that the Fat Filter plugins are any better or any worse. They are really good plugins. I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't think they were good. But, just for a producer that might be starting out, you want to get more bang for your buck here and there. I get it. When I was starting out in production myself, I didn't have much money. Kind of had to work with whatever I had. But what thing I like about the Mixbox is, as I pull it up right here, so, and it is still on sale. So if you're watching this now and you want the Mixbox, it's still on sale right now for $39.99. So get that while you can. Now, first off, you can use it as an AU plugin or standalone for mixing. So as we look in here, I'm looking here at this third line right here. Mixbox CS packs 70 award-winning mixing processors and creative effects into convenient 500 series style iPad app. So as you can see here in this video preview, kind of shows you how you can build your mix rack either in standalone mode or AUV audio unit plug-in mode. And they're showing the demonstration here of GarageBand. You're gonna have over 600 presets to use with the Mixbox, and it's going to be compatible with some of those apps that I was mentioning earlier, such as GarageBand, Cubase's, Beatmaker, Aria Pro, to name a few. And if we go down here a little bit further, of course you can create your own custom channel strips. As I said earlier, 70 FX plugins from T-Rex, Amplitude, and Sample Tank. Dynamic EQs, filters, modulation, channel strips, saturation, reverbs, delays, distortion, and amps. I'm not going to read all of these, but we talked about some of these 600 presets, and you could use it in standalone mode for mixing as well. Alright, so I'm gonna just pull a session up that I had, and here you can see you got 4 slots for whatever plugins that you want to use. So if you tap here, there you can see your amps. So your list of amps right here that you can select. Channel strip plugins. You got delays in here, reverb delay, tape echo, digital delay. You got some distortion effects, bit crusher, lo-fi, overdrive, overscream. You got some British EQs here, parametric EQ, vintage EQ. There goes all of your filter effects as well. So these are all included in this. Instead of having to buy them separately, then you look here at your reverb as well, and then you got your saturation plugins. Now as we're going around here, you got a slider here, control your volume. Down here, if you tap where it's turning yellow here you got some wet dry effects for each module that you load, and it has the slider down here, and you can turn on and off the rack like so on the right side bottom corner. There you got another slider here, and each individual module also can have a slider by tapping on the bottom right corner where this little slider icon is. And basically, however you want to build your mixing chain, whether you want to start off, let's just say for example, I want to select an EQ here, and then maybe in the second spot I want to select something dynamic, maybe add a compressor. Maybe in my third section I want to add a reverb. I'm just selecting some random things here. I'm not actually going to mix on this video, just kind of to show you. And then let's say we add saturation here. So here I got 4 modules on the Mixbox right here. You can build this any way you want to, depending on how your workflow is. And as I said earlier, you can use this inside a host like this, an audio unit host like Beatmaker 3, or if you want to use it standalone, you could use it standalone as well. Before, what I was doing most of the time is either making my beat here I would mix sometimes with the Fat Filter plugins and some of the native plugins depending on whatever app that I'm using. Other times I would actually export all of my stems to iCloud Drive, and then I would get them inside of Logic Pro and do my mixing there. But now it allows you to do everything you want to do on your iPad. You know, this I think for the, let's take a look. Like if I go here to IK Multimedia's website and I'm gonna just search Mixbox. So Mixbox for iPad regularly costs $70, I think $79. I think it will be the regular price of it right now. As I said earlier, it's on sale for $39, so you definitely want to get that while you can. But if we're looking here on the version for your computer, it's gonna be $299. So that's a big difference in price from the computer version or the iPad OS version of the Mixbox. So if you're new to producing on the iPad, if you're looking for a good plug-in suite to use to mix down all of your beats, all of your songs, definitely recommend the Mixbox for your workflow. You can't beat $39. Get it while you can. I don't know when it's gonna go off for sale. I don't work for IK Multimedia or anything like that. Not getting paid for this video. All I wanted to really do was come on and tell you guys about the Mixbox if you haven't saw it yet. If you didn't know about it yet, I like to talk about things like this on this channel. So whenever there's something new that might come out, I like to do a video just explaining my thoughts on it. As I said before, I didn't want to go deep into the Mixbox as far as, you know, demonstrating some of the actual plugins, because there are videos out there by a lot of different people who've kind of had their videos out a lot earlier than me. I've only been having the Mixbox for about a week, and I've heard about it for a little bit, and I just decided to go ahead and get it. I just wanted to pass on the good word of the Mixbox from IK Multimedia. So get that in the App Store for $39. I think the regular price again will be $79. If you found this video useful, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like, and follow me on Instagram at d._majormusic. Let me know you're from the channel, because I know a lot of you guys are following me on there, and I don't know everybody from the channel, but you know, I want to make sure that I'm showing love back to the people who support me and everything, and I really appreciate that. Right now we're at about 917 subscribers in the community, and you know, by February I want to have that up to at least 1,000. Once I get to 1,000, I'm gonna probably start doing some live streams here on YouTube and possibly on IGTV as well. Maybe going over things like this, maybe making beats, maybe just chopping it up with you guys, answering questions, things like that. So definitely hit me up. Let me know you're from the channel. And as I say always, if there are any suggestions as far as topics that you would like to see here on my YouTube channel, feel free, leave that in the comments. Let me know you were here. I appreciate you making it this far on this video, and until next time.